Okay, so here we go to the preview of Serie A in Italy. Once again, I'm trying this approach. I do the compilation with my Betmaster tool here that you can get your access to as well when you follow the links in the description. And what I mostly like is have a look at the games and try to compile the prices in my head and then compare it with the market prices and with the computer evaluation. And here or there, I may change my mind when I think this looks like good price, could be market overrates this team, underrates this team, and so on. And of course, I can easily make mistakes, or the tool can convince me, sometimes market can convince me as well, that I can't compile prices so well. Anyway, if I see those games here, actually it feels pretty easy to do the prices, but we check. So Spezia against Salernitana, they are both on a pretty low level, also down in the table. Of course, it still is a very good level. They all play it. Salernitana signed Franck Ribéry, and they won a game, they drew one. Spezia in similar misery, although they are still close together. So price should be something like 220 maybe. Or is it below? Spezia, I write down 220. If I have a special idea, so we can check that later. Lazio against Inter. Inter should be ahead, so the price on the away side should still be above 2.0, although yeah, okay, so I'm gonna do it 220 maybe. Is it too much? Also 220, right? Milan against Verona, that should be a 145. Is it too much again? No, could even be 150 maybe. Okay, Cagliari against Sampdoria. Okay, Cagliari should still be slightly ahead, although Sampdoria, no, it could be even. So I make it 265 maybe on the home win. 265. Empoli against Atalanta. The away side, I don't feel so comfortable, to be honest, at the moment. With these prices, away side, Empoli, very good start. Atalanta not playing so well, or not winning their games. They play well. 190 maybe, 185. I do not know. Genoa against Sassuolo should be even, like Cagliari, Sampdoria maybe. 265, 270. Could be a bit more. I mean, this is market price. Well, it's an even game. Udinese against Bologna, also similar to that. Bologna are recognized at the moment. Maybe it's 250. I'm gonna do this on Udinese. Napoli against Torino. Torino with a very good campaign so far. So maybe this is also 150, 155 even. Maybe even 150. Okay, and Juve against Roma will not be 2.0, although Roma are even ahead. It should be something like 180, 185, maybe even 190. So I've written down the prices. You can laugh about them a bit later. I compare with the market. 220, this was on the spot. Inter 220, very right. Milan, I said 150, I took down 145, maybe even 150. Cagliari was 265, there's 260. Udinese, I made it 250. That's a bit bigger there. Udinese 250. Well, I have 250, market 235, sorry. Genoa, I have 265. I said it's pretty even. Well, maybe there's a chance we can bet on, so there's a big difference. Napoli 138, this sounds like too low to me. I have 150 here. Juve against Roma, I made it 185, that's 187. And Venedig, I did not do the price. That's very sad. They play on Monday against Fiorentina. I think I made it 190, but I cannot prove it. We can still compare these with what the computer says. Would we do it game by game, or would we rather do it all in one go? I do not know, but we can do it like this time. If there are huge differences, we will check here or there. Spezia 220, 221, so this wouldn't be a bet, although it's close. Lazio, Inter 220, 242 is true price. Milan, well, 145. This is rather the price I would pay. 150, market had 152. Cagliari, that's a bit more, 265, market was. So I was worse. No, that's 260. I was right in that sense. But computer says better chances for Sampdoria. So the computer would propose to bet Sampdoria. Atalanta, I was fully wrong and I didn't even compare it. But it sounds like market. I mean, here I was fully wrong, as I said. In this game I said right in this moment, I said I do not feel so comfortable because I felt uncomfortable with this price. And 162 market says I've taken down 190, which was way off mark, and here it's 139. So the computer would very much force us to bet Atalanta. Of course, this doesn't look like such a silly idea. Although if I make a much bigger price and then I say I bet them for a much lower price, of course that sounds a bit silly. And we could do the adjustments by looking at the table as well, where I'm pretty sure that Empoli are doing well, while Atalanta are not doing so well. They have 11 points. I expected them to make 13.06, so they are 2 points behind, while Empoli have 2 points more than I expected. So when you look at such a table, positions or these table positions, okay, then you wouldn't say this is a 139 and nor a 162. It means they are well respected. Of course, when market is so low with the price here, I mean, it would be a bit silly if I would propose a bet here. Although bets like these are not so ridiculous. I mean, Empoli, they beat Juve in the first game. Of course, this was a bit funny how they managed. I mean, but it happens. Those things. They won another away game somewhere. We can look at it when we look at this here. Here we see, of course, as well the relative shape. But we see here as well that Empoli is all blue. As long as it's blue, blue is good. And Atalanta are rather a bit red, which means not so good. But Empoli lost at Roma before they beat Bologna. Surprise. They won at Cagliari. That was the one I meant. But they also lost to Venezia. They beat Juve away from home. Well, that wouldn't convince you so much. I mean, they had some clear losses as well. So I would say this is rather a proposal here to bet Atalanta, although I was way off the mark, right? The Sampdoria doesn't sound so well to me. It's like market always says they are not so good, and maybe I should trust that. And Cagliari they like somehow, also in the current lineup, although they didn't win the points. So it doesn't sound like such a great idea to go with Sampdoria here. We have a small edge, so to say, but somehow we would all expect that Cagliari are ready to win again. Sassuolo, I made it, this was the one I said 220, no, I made it an even game, and market said Sassuolo are 225, I had 265, if you can still read it on Genoa. And market is, I was doing it wrong in my head, because computer says the same. If it proposes now even Sassuolo, I would say no, rather stay away here. In this case, it's different than in the Atalanta game where I think, well, why not actually? Udinese, I was 250 here, that's 259, so I'm pretty good. In this one, market was 235, so we wouldn't find a bet on this one. We can even compare here the draw prices, which are not indicated as they were in Serie A. If we want to compare that, or what is going on in Italy, many goals, more than expected, which is still obviously a very high average, because in 70 games, if you have 224 goals, I even expected close to 3.0 per game, which is already a lot, but they even scored more than that, which makes it less likely for a draw to occur. And also the 15 draws that did occur are less than I expected. So it's not a drawish league, so no reason at all to anywhere even think about a draw. Okay, in the Napoli-Torino, I'm a bit surprised, in fact, that market says I have 140 here, so this is even confirming. So I have no reason to do any adjustments there. 138 looks simply fine. Juve I didn't compare yet. Maybe market is above 2.0. It is, and in fact, I mean, I would trust my Roma in some sense that they will be able to win a point here. But of course, it's a very, very tough task they are facing. But computer likes it, and so I would say go with my Roma. Juve are not in such splendid shape, while Roma, in fact, are doing pretty okay. Fourth place, 15 points, 14.42, 5 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses, 16 to 8 goal difference of +8 is also better than I expected. When someone says they are doing fine, you shouldn't, well, what did you expect otherwise? I mean, what else did you expect than them being fine? Well, they are better than I expected, so this means they are even better than that. It's just very minor. It's just to get those things right when expressing that. When you talk about Milan, they are not just doing fine, they are doing a lot better than I could have expected. If you talk about Bayern Munich, you would even say, well, in fact, as high as the rating on them is, or as much as we expect from them, we shouldn't say they are doing well. They are always so good, but if they lose a game and draw one, it's already more than we should have expected. In the Fiorentina game, I'm pretty right. If it suggests still, no, it doesn't. Here it would even suggest slightly the draw, 326, but as we just worked out, no reason at all at the moment to go for a draw. So we made pretty proper prices here. Still, if there are 2 indications, we can of course well consider and correct our prices and all those things. But anyone can do that if he knows better. I can happily show you and explain it to you and so on. Thanks a lot, but for now, and I'm gonna leave you here. Thanks, bye bye.